Hello, I'm Malcolm Cox, and this is your Tuesday teaching tip. Today we're talking about the importance and the power of a pause. See what I did there? Pauses are so important in presentations. People who talk too rapidly forever and ever, or speak so slowly forever and ever without pauses, are either going to send you to sleep or the words are just going to go flying over your head. So pauses are very important. They help to indicate that something important is about to be said, perhaps something that you would hope that people would remember, people would take away, people would begin to think about. That's the purpose of a pause. Everything you want to learn about the way to use pauses, you can learn by watching and listening to comedians. Pauses are their stock in trade. In fact, the pause is much more important than how funny the thing is that they have just said. The joke, the line, the picture they're painting can be hilarious when broken down into its component parts or its message, or it can actually be not all that funny, but it's just in the delivery. It's the way you tell them, as they say. And the way you tell them, if you want to get a laugh or a groan or a reaction, depends on the pause. But what a pause is not? Well, a pause, for example, is not a hesitation. As in, I'm telling you something very important and then, I've lost my train of thought. Or I'm shuffling my notes and I can't remember where my next thing is. That's a hesitation. That's not a pause. That's unplanned. It's unpurposeful. But a pause is thought about. A pause is strategic. And also, a pause is not just an affectation of the way that one speaks. You may have heard politicians or other people speak a bit like this. I'm saying something and then I pause. And I say some more words and I pause. And then I carry on and I pause. And it goes on like this, and it's very distracting, somewhat irritating. And in fact, the pauses are then not used for effect. They don't actually have any effect. They're not useful. So that's not the proper kind of pause that we are talking about today. No, it's purposeful. And I think that Jesus used pauses, because I can't prove it from the Gospels. We don't have a record exactly of that, but that so many of the parables have a punchline, and punchlines depend upon at least a little bit of a pause. So, have you been using pauses in your presentations, your talks, recently, in your sermons, in a communion, in the way that you do anything in public? Well, I'd encourage you to think about how, the next time you speak, you can use a pause for powerful effect. Do you have any thoughts on pauses, on the way that they can best be used? Or let me know. I'd be very interested to hear what you have to say too. God bless.